The $1 bean secret that fights dementia better than fish oil. You've been sold the idea that pricey fish oil pills will save your memory. They help a bit, but they won't fix brain fog by themselves. Meanwhile, names slip, keys vanish, and your confidence takes the hit. Let's be honest, no one wants to feel slower every year. Here's the simple fix most people miss: a $1 bean method that feeds your gut so your brain finally calms down. It's resistant starch, and I'll show you the 3-step cook, cool, eat routine. There's one cooling trick that quietly multiplies the benefit. Don't miss it. First, the hidden trap that blocks your brain gains. The trap: fighting smoke, ignoring the fire. Most people treat brain fog like a smoke problem. They spray fish oil on it and hope the haze clears. But the fire is still burning in the gut. It's like spraying air freshener on a trash can. You get a nicer smell, but the mess keeps rotting underneath. If your gut lining is irritated and leaky, your immune system stays on high alert. That low-grade inflammation travels, and your brain pays with slower recall, poor focus, and a mood that turns on a dime. Now, fish oil isn't useless. It's anti-inflammatory, and it can help calm the smoke. The problem is it doesn't feed the system that prevents the fire in the first place: your gut microbes and the barrier they maintain. When that barrier is tight, fewer inflammatory signals reach your brain. When it's compromised, even healthy brains feel noisy. Before this clicked for me, I tried to fix fog with single supplements and willpower. Coffee, omega-3s, brain games, some relief, but nothing steady. Then I learned the thing most people miss. Your microbes run on specific fuel, and they decide how much inflammation gets turned up or down. If you starve them of the right fiber, they can't produce the short-chain fatty acids, especially butyrate, that keep your gut lining calm and sealed. No sealed lining, no calm brain. Here's why that matters. The gut-brain axis is a two-way highway. Your brain talks to your gut, and your gut talks back using immune messengers and microbial metabolites. When your microbes ferment the right kinds of starch, they make short-chain fatty acids that support gut cells, reduce inflammatory chatter, and help stabilize the system that influences mood and cognition. If that fermentation doesn't happen, you're left treating symptoms at the brain level while the gut continues to send SOS signals. What does that look like day to day? You forget a word mid-sentence. You lose steam after lunch. You snap at small things, then wonder why. Balance feels off on stairs. Sleep is lighter and less refreshing. None of these mean you're failing. They often mean the gut needs better fuel, not more pills. The stakes are real. Memory, balance, and mood are quality of life pillars. Getting this wrong chips away at independence. Getting it right gives you steadier energy, quieter thoughts, and more reliable recall. The quick win is simple. Feed your gut so your brain calms down. Food first beats most capsules here, because real foods deliver the fermentable starches your microbes actually use. Specifically, resistant starch, the starch that resists digestion in your small intestine and makes it to your microbes intact. Legumes are the budget-friendly goldmine. When you prepare them the right way, your microbes get a steady supply of fermentable fuel, and your gut starts sending all-clear signals instead of alarms. Let me show you the pattern I see over and over. Someone adds fish oil and says, "I think I feel a bit better." Then they start feeding resistant starch consistently, and within a week or two they report fewer afternoon crashes, less bloating, steadier mood, and a calmer baseline. The difference isn't magic, it's mechanics. You're not just damping flames, you're removing kindling. Now here's where most people mess up. They assume fiber is fiber. They eat a big raw salad and wonder why their stomach protests. Not all fibers behave the same. Resistant starch is uniquely good at producing butyrate, the gut's preferred fuel for keeping the lining strong, and you don't need a mountain of it. You need a small daily dose that your microbes can count on. Another miss: ignoring the way you prepare foods. Cooking and cooling certain starches increases their resistant starch content through retrogradation. Beans, lentils, potatoes, rice, when you chill them after cooking, more of the starch becomes resistant. That means more fuel reaches your microbes and more butyrate is made. Gentle reheating keeps most of that benefit. We'll get to the exact method, but know this: the fridge is your ally. Before the fix, you should be able to spot the signs your gut is asking for help. Bloating or gas after certain foods, an energy dip 30 to 90 minutes after eating, sleep that's choppy, and a shorter fuse than usual. These patterns scream poor microbial fuel and irritated gut lining. Age alone isn't the culprit, the wrong inputs are. Here's a quick checkpoint you can use starting today. For 3 days, jot down what you eat when your energy dips and any gut symptoms. Don't change anything, just watch the pattern. If lunch with refined carbs leads to a foggy 2 p.m., that's a clue. If a small serving of cooled beans gives you a smoother afternoon, that's a bigger clue. We'll turn those clues into a plan. Once you nail this mindset, root cause over quick relief, everything else clicks. Fish oil can still be in the mix if your clinician recommends it, but think of it as the co-pilot. The pilot is your daily resistant starch, quietly rebuilding the runway your brain needs for smooth landings. In a moment, I'll give you 3 clear signs your gut is driving your brain fog so you can confirm this for yourself. Then we'll walk straight into the $1 bean method that beats 99% of supplements for calming the brain. Check yourself, signs your gut is driving brain fog. Let's make this practical. If your gut is fueling the fog, it usually shows up in 3 everyday ways. Think of these as dashboard lights. You don't need fancy tests, just honest observation for 3 days. Sign 1, bloating or gas after certain foods. I'm not talking about a gentle fullness after a meal. I mean your waistband feels tighter, you're burping more, or there's a windy orchestra an hour later. The thing most people miss is that this isn't just age. It's often a mismatch between the fibers you're eating and what your microbes can handle right now. If you go from low fiber to a giant raw salad or a big bowl of whole grains overnight, your gut bacteria get overwhelmed and throw a protest party. On the flip side, a small serving of cooled beans or lentils can feel surprisingly calm because resistant starch ferments more steadily and often produces less chaos than certain fermentable carbs in raw veggies. Why this matters for your brain: the more your gut throws off gas and irritation, the more immune signals it sends. That background noise translates upstream as fog, irritability, and fatigue. Sign 2, an energy crash 30 to 90 minutes after meals. You eat, you feel okay, then the floor drops out. Most people blame willpower or the afternoon slump. The real story is that your blood sugar and insulin are playing ping pong. When meals are low in fiber or heavy on quick starches, your glucose rises fast and falls fast. Your brain hates that roller coaster. Resistant starch helps by slowing the meal's glucose impact and by feeding microbes that produce short-chain fatty acids which support metabolic steadiness. The quick home test: track your meals for 3 days. If refined carbs or hot, fresh starches give you a crash, but a meal that includes a small portion of cooled beans leaves you steady, you've found a lever. Sign 3, sleep and mood swings, the short fuse pattern. You're fine in the morning, then small hassles feel bigger by afternoon. Or you fall asleep easily but wake at 2 or 3 a.m. with a busy brain. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. A cranky gut often drives a cranky nervous system. When the gut lining is irritated, inflammatory signaling goes up and neurotransmitter balance feels off. Feed the microbes the right fuel and those signals quiet down. Many people notice gentler evenings and fewer 3 a.m. wake-ups within 7 to 14 days of a small daily resistant starch habit. It's not a sedative, it's stability. Now, before you decide, yep, that's me, let's do a simple at-home check that gives you clear data fast. For 3 days, keep a fiber tolerance journal. It's basic. Write down what you ate, the time, how you felt 30, 60, and 120 minutes later, plus any gut notes, bloat, gas, pressure, or none. Add a quick sleep and mood rating at the end of the day. You're looking for patterns, not perfection. Common pattern: hot starch-heavy lunches lead to 2 p.m. crash and brain fog. Another pattern: big raw salads cause upper bloat and a short fuse by late afternoon. What you want to see: a small portion of cooled beans or lentils with lunch or early dinner gives steadier energy and fewer gut complaints. Why these signs point to poor gut fuel instead of just getting older comes down to inputs. Your microbes change based on what you feed them. Starve the butyrate producers and your gut lining gets cranky. Feed them consistent resistant starch and the lining gets supported, signaling calms, and your brain feels the difference. If you remember nothing else, remember this: calm gut, calm brain. A quick win you can try today: at your next meal, add 2 tablespoons of cooled white beans or lentils. That's it. Don't change anything else. Notice your afternoon energy and your mood at dinner. If your belly talks more than your grandkids after raw veggies, swap the raw mountain for a small, cooled bean portion and watch what happens. We want brain power, not trumpet hour. Common mistakes to avoid while you're checking: changing 5 things at once, going from 0 fiber to a giant serving on day 1, or reheating your beans until they're steaming hot. Keep it simple. 1 change: small dose, gentle heat. And drink a small glass of water with a pinch of salt if you tend to be low on fluids. Fiber works better when you're not dried out. Here's a quick checklist to confirm the gut fog link. Bloat or gas within 1 to 3 hours after meals happens more than 3 times a week. A predictable energy slump hits 30 to 90 minutes post-meal. Sleep is choppy or your fuse is short by late afternoon. A small portion of cooled beans leaves you steadier than the same amount of hot starch. If 2 or more fit, your gut is likely driving the fog. Good news, this is fixable. Next, I'll show you why resistant starch beats fish oil for root repair and how to start without the bloat. Why this beats fish oil, root versus relief. Let's draw a clean line between relief and repair. Fish oil is relief. It helps cool inflammatory smoke for some people, and if your clinician put you on it, keep it. But it doesn't rebuild the system that keeps the smoke from starting. Resistant starch is repair. It feeds your gut microbes so they produce the short-chain fatty acids, especially butyrate, that strengthen your gut lining and quiet the signals that rattle your brain. The thing most people miss is that your microbes aren't powered by willpower or wishful thinking. They need fuel they recognize. Regular fiber is useful, but different fibers behave differently. Resistant starch makes it to your colon intact, where microbes ferment it steadily. That steady fermentation is what creates butyrate, the preferred fuel of your gut lining cells. When those cells are well fed, the barrier tightens, inflammatory chatter drops, and your brain gets fewer all hands on deck alerts. Now here's where it clicked for me. I used to think omega-3s and a cleaner diet were enough, but my sleep stayed choppy and my afternoons were hit or miss. When I added a small daily serving of cooled beans, 2 things shifted within 2 weeks: less gas than with big raw salads and a smoother mood curve from lunch to bedtime. The reason this works is simple mechanics. You're not just dampening inflammation from the top, you're changing what causes it at the bottom. Let me show you exactly how these jobs differ. Omega-3s are like specialized firefighters. They show up when there's heat and help tamp it down. Useful, but they don't rebuild the fireproof walls. Short-chain fatty acids made from resistant starch are the construction crew. Butyrate strengthens tight junctions in the gut lining, supports the cells that maintain that barrier, and helps regulate immune tone. When the wall is sturdy, fewer sparks get through to your brain in the first place. Another big difference: timing and stability. Fish oil's benefits can feel subtle or inconsistent, especially if your meals still spike and crash your system. Resistant starch changes the baseline. By slowing the digestion of the meal and feeding the microbiome, you reduce glucose swings and create a calmer internal climate. That's why people often report steadier energy, fewer 3 a.m. wake-ups, and a more even mood after a week or 2 of a small daily dose. Best practice here is food first, supplements as backup. Real foods like beans and lentils deliver resistant starch along with minerals, protein, and other fibers that your microbes love. You also control preparation, which changes the effect. Cook cool 12-24 hours, then eat cold or gently warm. That cooling step increases resistant starch so more fuel reaches your microbes. Gentle heat keeps the benefit. It's a simple habit with compound interest. Now you might be thinking, can I just buy a fiber pill? You can, but you'll miss the synergy of whole foods. Many powders don't produce as much butyrate as legumes do, and some can be harsh if you add them too fast. With beans, you can dose precisely. Start with 2 tablespoons and build. You'll know you're at the right dose when meals feel quieter and your fuse feels longer. The reason this food-first approach beats a fish oil-only plan is that it shifts control back to you. You can't supplement your way out of a starved microbiome, but you can feed it daily, even on a tight budget, and you don't need large amounts. Small, consistent servings work far better than heroic bowls once a week. Think routine, not rescue. If you remember nothing else, remember this: fish oil cools, resistant starch repairs. One calms the flames, the other removes the kindling and rebuilds the wall. When you combine them smartly, food first plus any clinician-recommended omega-3, you get both short-term ease and long-term stability. Before we continue, you need to understand one more piece that makes the whole plan effortless: what resistant starch actually is and how to unlock more of it with a fridge, not a pharmacy. This is the shortcut nobody teaches, and it's where your $1 beans start doing the work that capsules can't. Next up, resistant starch 101, the brain's quiet bodyguard. Resistant starch 101, the brain's quiet bodyguard. Let's make this simple. Resistant starch is starch that resists digestion in your small intestine. Instead of turning into blood sugar right away, it travels down to your colon intact. That's where your gut microbes go to work, fermenting it into short-chain fatty acids, especially butyrate, the stuff your gut lining loves. When your lining is well fed, it stays tight and calm, and your brain hears fewer danger signals. That's the quiet bodyguard effect: steady gut, quieter brain. Why does this beat loading up on random fiber? Because fibers act differently. Some ferment fast and cause drama, some barely ferment at all. Resistant starch ferments in a slower, more stable way, often with fewer fireworks than certain raw veggie fibers. The reason this works is mechanical. Butyrate fuels the cells that maintain your gut barrier, supports tight junctions, and helps set a balanced immune tone. Less leak, less inflammatory chatter, fewer upstream brain ripples. Now here's the part everyone skips. You can increase resistant starch in everyday foods by how you prepare them. The game changer nobody talks about is cooling. When you cook starches and then chill them, beans, lentils, potatoes, rice, some of the digestible starch recrystallizes into a form your small intestine can't break down easily. More of that starch makes it to your microbes. Cooling for 12 to 24 hours is the sweet spot. And yes, you can eat them cold or gently warm. Warm hug, not sauna. Another thing most people miss: not all fiber is the same and not all starch is the same. Resistant starch is different from insoluble fiber, the roughage that adds bulk, and different from soluble fiber that can spike fermentation fast. Think of resistant starch as slow-release fuel for butyrate production. It's why a small serving of cooled beans can feel smoother than a mountain of raw greens. Safety note: so you stay comfortable, start low and go slow. If you're new to fibers, jumping to a cup of beans is how you audition for a tuba solo. We want brain power, not trumpet hour. Begin with 2 tablespoons of cooled beans once a day. If that sits well for 3 days, bump to a quarter cup. Sip a small glass of water with a pinch of salt if you tend to be low on fluids. Fiber does its best work when you're not dried out. Common mistake number 1: thinking hot and fresh is always best. With resistant starch, a fridge is your friend. Cook cool, then eat cold or gently warmed. Boiling hot soups can reduce the benefit you just created. You don't need to obsess, just avoid steaming hot reheats. Mistake number 2: assuming canned beans can't work. They can. Rinse them well, then chill them for 12 to 24 hours. The cooling still matters. Let me show you exactly how to unlock more butyrate with almost no effort. Step 1: cook your beans until tender, or start with canned and rinse them well. Step 2: portion them into small containers and refrigerate for at least 12 hours. Overnight is perfect. Step 3: eat them cold in salads or mash into spreads, or gently warm them until they're warm to the touch, not piping hot. That's it. 3 steps, steady fuel. You might be thinking, why not just take a butyrate pill? 2 reasons. First, your microbes do more than make butyrate, they build a whole ecosystem. Feeding them with resistant starch supports the community, not just one molecule. Second, the synergy of whole legumes, minerals, protein, other fibers often feels better and is far cheaper than capsules. Food first gives you control over dose and timing, and it's sustainable. Here's a quick mental model to remember it. CCC: cook, cool, calm. Cook the beans, cool them 12 to 24 hours. Calm the gut so the brain follows. If you remember nothing else, remember CCC. It turns a $1 ingredient into a daily gut-brain tool. What results should you look for? Within 7 to 14 days, many people notice steadier afternoons, less post-meal bloat, and fewer 3 a.m. wake-ups. Not perfection, just a calmer baseline. If you feel gassy, you either increased too fast or paired your beans with a big raw salad and created too much fermentation at once. Roll back to the prior dose, keep the cooling step, and add herbs like ginger, parsley, or cumin to help comfort. Before we move on, one more clarity point. Resistant starch isn't about eating huge servings, it's about consistency. A small daily portion beats a big weekly bowl every time. Your microbes like routine. Give them a reliable fuel signal and they'll return the favor with a quieter gut and a more even mood. So now you know the what, why, and how. Resistant starch is starch that escapes early digestion, reaches your microbes, and turns into butyrate, the gut's preferred fuel. Cooking and cooling boosts it. Gentle heat keeps it. Start low, go slow, and let the CCC rule guide you. In the next section, I'll show you the $1 All-Stars, the 3 best brain beans, so you can pick a favorite and get results without overthinking it. The 3 best brain beans. Let's keep this easy. You only need 3 All-Stars to start: navy beans, lentils, and cannellini, also called white kidney beans. They're cheap, mild, and perfect for the cook-cool method. Each one plays a slightly different role, so you can rotate without getting bored. First up, navy beans. These are tiny, creamy, and incredibly forgiving. The mild flavor means they disappear into almost anything: soups, dips, even smoothies in small amounts. Navy beans take on dressings and herbs beautifully after chilling, so they're ideal for batch cooling. If you've ever struggled with the beanie taste, navy is your best friend because it's the most neutral. After cooking or rinsing canned, chill them overnight. They firm up slightly in the fridge, which actually improves texture for salads and spreads. The big advantage here is versatility. You can mash them into tuna salad, blend a spoonful into soup to add creaminess without dairy, or toss them into leafy salads with olive oil and lemon. If you're brand new or a bit cautious, start with navy beans. They're the training wheels of brain beans, steady and smooth. Now lentils. Lentils are quick cooking and great for beginners who don't want to babysit a pot. Brown or green lentils hold shape. Red lentils fall apart into silky texture. Both work. Cook them until just tender, drain, then chill for 12-24 hours. They'll firm up and become perfect for salads, bowls, or a gentle warm side. Lentils have a slightly earthier flavor than navy beans, but a splash of lemon, olive oil, and herbs like parsley or cumin brings them to life. I like them for lunch because they're easy to portion. A couple of tablespoons into a salad gives that calm, steady energy without feeling heavy. If you've had trouble with gas, lentils are often more comfortable than big beans when you start low and go slow. Plus, they're fast. You can cook a small pot in 20-25 minutes and chill them for tomorrow with almost no effort. Third, cannellini beans, white kidney beans. Think of these as the stealth bean. Smooth, neutral, and perfect for mixing into dishes where you don't want a strong flavor. They hold their shape in salads and blend into sauces and dips without announcing themselves. They're fantastic for the cook-cool routine because the texture after chilling is pleasantly firm and creamy at the same time. If you like Mediterranean flavors, olive oil, lemon, oregano, cannellini beans are your match. A small portion tucked into a jar salad or mashed onto whole grain toast with avocado gives you the resistant starch bump without tasting like a bean dish at all. Why these three? Texture, mild flavor, and budget. They're easy to find canned or dry, and both forms work with the cooling step. Dry is cheaper per serving, but canned is fantastic for convenience. The key is what you already know: rinse well, chill overnight, then eat cold or gently warm. The benefit isn't in fancy sourcing, it's in the fridge time. Let's talk canned versus dry so you can choose confidently. Canned beans are ready in minutes. Rinse, portion, and chill in small containers for tomorrow. Dry beans take planning, but the texture can be unbeatable. If you cook dry, aim for tender but not mushy, then cool. Either way, the cooling step is non-negotiable for this strategy. If opening it can get you started today, do that. If you love batch cooking Sundays, dry beans will save money and give you more control over salt. A few senior-friendly storage tips. Portion cooled beans into quarter-cup servings in small containers or snack-size bags. Label with the bean type and date. Keep 3 in the fridge for the next couple of days and freeze the rest after cooling if you made a big batch. Frozen portions thaw well in the fridge overnight. If grip strength is an issue, choose easy open containers or wide-mouth jars. Keep a small spoon in the bean bin so a quick 2 tablespoons is zero effort. Flavor matters, especially if you're bean shy. For navy and cannellini, think bright and simple: lemon, olive oil, minced parsley, a pinch of salt, maybe a sprinkle of garlic powder. For lentils, add cumin, a touch of smoked paprika, or a splash of balsamic. The goal isn't a gourmet dish, it's a tiny daily serving you actually want to eat. If it tastes good, you'll repeat it. That's where results come from. Which should you start with? If you want a no-drama win, start with canned navy beans, rinsed and chilled. If you want speed, cook brown lentils tonight and chill them for tomorrow. If you want salads that feel like restaurant food, grab cannellini. You can rotate later. Consistency beats variety at the start. One more practical note: if your belly talks more than your grandkids after raw veggies, swap the raw mountain for 2 tablespoons of cooled navy or cannellini. You'll likely feel calmer and lighter an hour later. Remember, we want brain power, not trumpet hour. You've got your starters. Next comes the secret step that quietly doubles or even triples the benefit: the 24-hour cooling method. This is where your $1 beans turn into a gut-brain upgrade. The cooling method, your 24-hour upgrade. Here's the upgrade that makes your beans do far more with the same calories. Cook, cool, gentle heat. Do this right once and you'll feel it every day after. Step 1. Cook until tender. If you're using dry beans, soak if you like, then simmer until they're soft enough to press with a spoon but not falling apart. For lentils, no soaking needed, just simmer 20 to 25 minutes until tender. If you're using canned, you can skip the pot. Rinse them under cool water for 30 seconds to wash away excess sodium and some starch on the surface. Step 2. Chill for 12 to 24 hours. Portion the cooked or rinsed beans into small containers. 2 tablespoons to a quarter cup per container makes dosing effortless. Pop them in the refrigerator. That overnight chill is the secret. During cooling, some starch molecules line back up and harden into a form your small intestine can't easily digest. More of that starch makes it to your microbes, where it turns into the good stuff: short-chain fatty acids that calm the gut lining. Step 3. Eat cold or gently reheat. Cold works great in salads, dips, or snack cups. If you prefer warm, heat them until they're warm to the touch, not steaming hot. Think warm hug, not sauna session. Gentle heat keeps most of the benefit you created in the fridge. Boiling hot soups and bubbling stews, save those for another day if your goal is maximum resistant starch. Portion guide so you avoid the tuba solo. Start with 2 tablespoons once a day for 3 days. If that sits well, move to a 1/4 cup daily. Then a 1/3 cup for days 8 to 10. Aim for a 1/2 cup daily by days 11 to 14 if comfortable. That's the sweet spot for many. If you feel extra gassy at any point, drop back to the previous dose for a few days, then try again. It's beans, not a race, no trophies for gas. Common mistake number 1, skipping the chill. Freshly cooked beans are good for you, but the overnight chill is what upgrades the starch. If you forget, no big deal, eat your portion and chill the rest immediately so tomorrow's dose is better. Mistake number 2, reheating too hot. If it's steaming or boiling, you're going past warm. Pull it earlier or stir into a warm dish off the heat so the temperature evens out without blasting it. Mistake number 3, changing too much at once. Don't stack a giant raw salad, a heap of beans, and a fiber supplement on day 1. Keep the rest of your plate familiar while your microbes adjust. Let me give you a simple routine to copy. Sunday, cook a pot of lentils or open 2 cans of navy beans. Rinse well, portion into 8 containers, each 2 tablespoons to a 1/4 cup. Chill overnight. Monday through Wednesday, eat 1 container per day at lunch. Thursday, if you're comfortable, bump to the next portion size you prep. When you run low, repeat the batch on Thursday night so you're never without chilled portions. The fridge is your ally. Leftovers are a feature, not a bug. Here's a quick comfort stack if you're sensitive. Add a pinch of minced ginger, parsley, or cumin to your beans. Those herbs can make the first week gentler. Sip a small glass of water with a pinch of salt and a squeeze of lemon with your bean portion if you tend to be low on fluids. Fiber needs water to move smoothly. If you're on a sodium-restricted plan, skip the salt and keep the lemon. What if you want to use beans in soup? Easy fix. Chill the beans first, then ladle hot soup into a bowl and stir in your cooled portion right before eating. The soup warms the beans without blasting them. Same trick works for warm grain bowls. Add the beans after the heat is off. If you're making toast or eggs, keep beans on the side and warm gently in the pan after turning off the burner. Travel tip: you'll actually use jar salads. Layer olive oil, lemon, and herbs at the bottom, then your chilled beans, then crunchy veggies and greens. Keep upright. When it's time to eat, shake and pour into a bowl. You get your portion without hunting for a microwave or reheating too hot. How do you know it's working? Within 7 to 14 days, meals feel quieter. The 2 p.m. crash softens. Evenings feel steadier. You may notice fewer 3 a.m. wake-ups. Those are your checkpoints. If you're not feeling it yet, check the 3 usual suspects. Did you actually chill 12 to 24 hours? Are you keeping reheats to warm, not hot? And are you staying at a comfortable portion before bumping up? If you remember nothing else, remember these 3 letters: CCC, cook, cool, calm. Cook until tender, cool overnight, calm the gut so the brain follows. This is a $1 habit with compound interest. Next, I'll give you 7 easy, no-fuss ways to eat your beans without noticing, so this sticks even on busy days. 7 easy ways to eat your beans without noticing. Let's make this automatic. 7 sneaky, tasty ways to hit your daily dose without feeling like you're on a plan. Use your chilled portions, stick to warm, not hot, and keep flavors simple. Number 1, mix into tuna or chicken salad. Take your usual tuna or rotisserie chicken, add 2 tablespoons of chilled navy or cannellini beans, a spoon of mayo or Greek yogurt, a squeeze of lemon, pinch of salt, and chopped parsley or dill. Mash lightly so the beans disappear into the texture. It turns creamy, more filling, and you won't taste beans. Scoop onto whole grain toast or lettuce leaves. Quick lunch, calmer afternoon. Number 2, toss into leafy salads with olive oil. Start with greens, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and olives. Add 2 to 4 tablespoons of chilled beans or lentils. Dress with olive oil, lemon, a little salt, and black pepper. The oil helps you absorb fat-soluble nutrients. The beans steady the meal. If you want extra flavor, sprinkle oregano or a tiny crumble of feta. Done in 5 minutes, no stove. Number 3, mash into avocado toast. Smash half an avocado on whole grain toast. Fold in 2 tablespoons of chilled cannellini or navy beans with a pinch of garlic powder, lemon, and red pepper flakes. The beans blend right in, turning it extra creamy and more sustaining. If you like a warm element, set the toast on the still warm pan for a minute after turning off the heat. Warm hug, not sauna. Number 4, blend into soup for creaminess. Heat a bowl of tomato, vegetable, or chicken soup to hot, then pour it into your bowl. Now stir in 2 to 3 tablespoons of chilled navy beans or red lentils. They'll warm to a gentle temperature without blasting the resistant starch. The texture goes velvety without cream. Add a splash of balsamic or a swirl of olive oil for flavor. Number 5, add to eggs as a side, warm not hot. Make scrambled or fried eggs. When you turn off the burner, stir in 2 tablespoons of chilled beans right at the end or serve them on the side with a drizzle of olive oil and a pinch of cumin or smoked paprika. You get protein plus the fiber that keeps your energy steady through the morning. Number 6, blend small amounts into smoothies. Use white beans only here for a neutral taste. In your usual smoothie, berries, spinach, yogurt, or milk and ice, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of chilled navy or cannellini beans. Start with 1 tablespoon to test taste and comfort. It makes a thicker milkshake-like texture and keeps you full longer. Keep the portions small to avoid overdoing fiber with fruit. Number 7, quick snack cups with herbs and lemon. This is your grab-and-go fix. In a small container, combine 2 to 4 tablespoons of chilled beans, a drizzle of olive oil, lemon juice, pinch of salt, and chopped parsley or basil. Shake, eat cold. If you like a little kick, add a tiny pinch of chili flakes. It tastes like a mini deli salad and takes under a minute. Now, a couple of smart pairings that lift flavor without losing benefits. For lentils, lemon, cumin, chopped parsley, a touch of minced onion. For cannellini, olive oil, lemon, oregano, and a few capers. For navy beans, garlic powder, paprika, and dill. Keep seasonings light so you'll repeat it daily. If you're cooking for 2, split portions. Each person gets 2 tablespoons to start. If you're solo, pre-portion your chilled beans on Sunday so you can just drop and go into any of these 7 moves. The goal is friction-free. Common mistakes to dodge with these ideas: turning soup into a rolling boil after you add beans, piling beans on a giant raw salad on day 1, or jumping from 2 tablespoons to half a cup overnight. Start low, go slow, and let the fridge do the heavy lifting. Micro story: last week, one of you messaged me. She swapped her usual turkey sandwich and chips for tuna salad with 2 tablespoons of chilled navy beans plus a small leafy salad. 2 days later, she said, "No 2 p.m. crash, and I didn't snap at my husband when the Wi-Fi died." That's the pattern you're after: quiet meals, calmer afternoons. If you remember nothing else, remember this shortcut. Hide the beans in foods you already love: salads, spreads, soups, toast, eggs, smoothies, and snack cups. 2 tablespoons today, 3 tomorrow, quarter cup next week. Keep it tasty, keep it gentle, and don't skip the chill. Next, I'll show you the 3 pairings to avoid so you don't erase your progress by accident. The 3 worst pairings that kill the benefit. You've done the work: cook, cool, gentle heat. Now don't wipe out the win with these 3 pairings. They're common, they're sneaky, and they quietly undo the resistant starch boost you just created. I'll give you the fix for each so you keep the calm without losing flavor. Worst pairing number 1, super hot reheats, boiling soups and bubbling stews. Remember, our rule is warm hug, not sauna. When you dump your chilled beans into a pot that's rolling at a boil, you're blasting the starch you just retrograded in the fridge. Translation: less resistant starch reaches your microbes, less butyrate gets made, and that steady, calm meal turns into a faster burn. The fix is simple: add beans after cooking heat is off. Ladle hot soup into your bowl, then stir in your chilled portion. Or fold beans into warm rice or eggs once the pan is off the burner. If you're meal prepping stews, chill the beans separately and add them at serving. You'll keep the texture and the benefit. Worst pairing number 2, sugar bombs, sweet sauces, honey glazes, or dessert-style bean recipes. Beans are a slow, steady fuel. Drowning them in sugary sauces spikes the meal, stresses your gut, and overshadows the resistant starch advantage. Your microbes like stable inputs, not a sugar roller coaster. The fix: go savory. Use lemon, herbs, garlic, cumin, paprika, or a splash of balsamic. If you want a hint of sweetness, use sliced cherry tomatoes or roasted peppers instead of added sugar. They bring flavor without the glucose whiplash. And just to say it plainly, skip the bean milkshake, your gut will quit. Worst pairing number 3, ultra-fatty fried sides that crowd out fiber. Think deep-fried foods, heavy cream sauces, or big piles of cheese that turn your plate into a grease festival. It's not that fat is bad, it's the combo and crowd out. When a meal is dominated by ultra-fatty fried items, you tend to eat less fiber overall, digestion slows in a way that can feel heavy, and you miss the steady fermentation rhythm we're after. The fix: choose olive oil as your main fat, keep portions modest, and balance plates with crunchy veg or greens. A drizzle of olive oil, lemon, and herbs on your beans keeps flavor high and your gut happy. If you love crispy, try air frying veggies or toasting breadcrumbs in a dry pan for crunch without the deep fryer. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. A viewer wrote, "I added beans to my chili and felt nothing." We checked the routine. He simmered the chili for an hour with the beans and served it bubbling. That's a sauna. The tweak was easy. Cook the chili, turn off the heat, then fold in the chilled beans at the end. Next week he messaged, "Afternoons are smoother. Same ingredients, different timing, better outcome." Another common trap: turning a good salad into a sugar trap with sweet dressings. A couple tablespoons of a sugary bottled dressing can flip your meal from calm to crash. The easy swap is extra virgin olive oil, lemon, pinch of salt, black pepper, maybe oregano. If you want creamy, mash a spoon of cannellini into the dressing. It thickens without sugar and you keep your resistant starch. Here's a quick checklist to keep your gains. Heat warm to the touch, no steam. Add beans after cooking, not during. Flavor: savory herbs, citrus, vinegar, olive oil. Skip sugary sauces. Fat: use olive oil, avoid deep fried sides, keep cheeses modest. If you're out to dinner, you can still win. Order a side of beans if they have it, ask for them unheated or just warmed, and skip sugary glazes. Add olive oil and lemon if available. If the kitchen can only serve them hot, pair a small portion with a hearty salad and protein so the overall meal stays steady. Remember, perfection isn't the goal, preserving most of the benefit is. Travel scenario: deli soups are usually piping hot. Grab the soup, then stir in your pre-portioned chilled beans at the table. The soup warms them to the right zone without boiling. Same move with takeout rice bowls. Wait a minute, then fold in chilled beans so they gently warm. 2 more sneaky pairings to watch. First, healthy smoothies loaded with juice and syrups plus beans. Too much sugar, too much fiber at once. Keep smoothies simple and small if you add white beans. Second, giant raw salads plus a big bean portion on day 1. That's a lot of fermentables in one sitting. Start with 2 tablespoons of chilled beans and a moderate salad. Build up over a week. If you remember nothing else from this section, remember this: gentle heat, savory dressings, and olive oil keep your resistant starch working. Boiling pots, sugary sauces, and deep-fried sides mute the benefit. Protect the chill, protect the calm. Next, timing matters. Eat at the right windows and you'll feel the brain quiet even more. Timing that works: when to eat for brain calm. Timing turns a good habit into a great result. You'll feel the calm faster if you drop your cooled beans into the windows when your body actually wants steady fuel. Best window 1, lunch. Midday is when most people hit the glucose roller coaster. A small serving of chilled beans at lunch smooths the next 3 to 5 hours so that 2 p.m. crash becomes a gentle slope. You'll notice fewer brain stalls and a more even mood. Keep the meal simple: protein, greens, olive oil, lemon, and 2 to 4 tablespoons of cooled beans. That combo is boring in the best way: quiet, predictable, steady. Best window 2, early dinner. If afternoons are already stable or your schedule pushes lunch late, go for early dinner instead. A small portion of cooled beans with protein and veg between 5 and 7 p.m. sets up a calmer evening and fewer snack attacks. You're laying down a slow, steady burn that carries you to bedtime without a sugar hunt. Sleep help without sedatives. A tiny portion 3 to 4 hours before bed can nudge sleep quality. Emphasis on tiny. 2 tablespoons, not a bowl. Too close to bedtime and too much fiber can feel heavy. Hit that 3 to 4 hour mark and you give your microbes a small task. They produce calming short-chain fatty acids and you drift a bit easier. If you tend to wake at 3 a.m., test this timing for a week. Many people report fewer wake-ups when they shift beans to early evening rather than lunch. Pair with protein to lock in steady energy. Protein slows gastric emptying and keeps your blood sugar more level. Think tuna and beans, eggs and beans, chicken and beans. Plant-based, tofu or tempeh with beans and greens. You'll feel fuller on less and avoid the fast up, fast down pattern that fries focus. Hydration matters, but not a flood. A small glass of water with your bean portion is enough for most people. If you're prone to low fluids, add a squeeze of lemon. Skip chugging large bottles right at the meal, it can bloat you and dilute stomach acid. Sip through the day and keep mealtime water modest. Travel doesn't have to break the streak. Jar salads with chilled beans travel well and don't need a microwave. Layer dressing at the bottom, then beans, then crunchy veg, then greens on top. Keep upright. When you're ready, shake and pour. It's fast, it's predictable, and you keep the warm, not hot rule without thinking about it. The if nothing else rule is your safety net. A small daily dose beats a weekly feast every time. This is training your microbes, not cramming for a test. 2 tablespoons today is better than 0 all week and a cup on Sunday. Routine builds the ecosystem that makes butyrate on autopilot. Think toothbrush, not detox. Now here's where most people mess up. They stack all their fiber at one meal. Big raw salad plus a big bean portion plus whole grains equals a brass band in your belly. Spread it out. Keep the beans small and steady. If you love a hearty salad at lunch, do your beans at early dinner. If lunch is your bean time, keep the rest of the fiber moderate. What about workouts or walks? If you move in the morning, you can still win at lunch. If you move later, place your beans with the meal that follows your activity. Many people feel calmer when they pair beans with the meal after a walk because circulation is up and digestion feels smoother. Restaurant nights, ask for beans on the side, just warmed, and eat them first with a little olive oil and lemon, then enjoy your protein and veg. That first bite sets the pace for the whole meal. If they can't do just warm, eat a smaller portion and buffer with salad and protein. You'll keep most of the benefit. Here's a 1-week timing test to try. Days 1-2, 2 tablespoons at lunch. Days 3-4, 2 tablespoons at early dinner. Days 5-6, 2 tablespoons 3 to 4 hours before bed. Day 7, pick the window that gave you the calmest afternoon and best sleep, then stick with it next week. Track 3 checkpoints: afternoon energy, evening mood, and night wakings. You're looking for the time that gives you the most quiet with the least effort. If you remember nothing else, remember this: timing tunes the signal. Lunch for crash control, early dinner for evening calm, tiny early evening dose for sleep. Pair with protein, sip modest water, and keep it daily. Next, we'll start smart with a gentle 14-day ramp so you get results without the bloat. The 14-day gentle start plan. Let's lock this in with a simple 2-week ramp that builds comfort, not chaos. You'll follow CCC, cook, cool, calm, and change one variable at a time. Keep your meals familiar, pair beans with protein, and stay with warm, not hot. Days 1-3, 2 tablespoons once a day. Pick navy beans or brown lentils because they're mild and forgiving. Eat at lunch or early dinner. Add olive oil, lemon, and a pinch of salt or herbs. Sip a small glass of water. Your goal is 0 drama, no brass band in the belly. If you feel airy or rumbly, hold at this dose and add a pinch of ginger or cumin for comfort. Days 4-7, move to 1/4 cup daily. Keep timing the same if your afternoons feel calmer. If lunch is still crashy, slide your portion to early dinner. Stay with 1 bean type for these 4 days so your microbes adapt to a consistent signal. Rinse canned beans well, keep them chilled 12 to 24 hours and reheat only to warm. If gas bumps up, drop back to 2 tablespoons for a day, then try again. It's beans, not a race, no trophies for gas. Days 8-10, 1/3 cup daily, introduce a second bean. If you started with navy beans, add cannellini. If you started with lentils, add navy. Split the portion between meals if that feels easier. 2 tablespoons at lunch, the rest at early dinner. Season lightly: lemon, parsley, cumin, or paprika. Keep everything else stable, no new fiber supplements, no giant raw salads on top of this. You're training your microbes with steady practice, not surprises. Days 11-14, 1/2 cup daily if comfortable. Test timing. Try lunch on day 11, early dinner on day 12, and a tiny split dose: 2 tablespoons with early dinner and 2 tablespoons 3 to 4 hours before bed on day 13. On day 14, pick the window that gave you the calmest afternoon and best sleep. That becomes your default. If half a cup feels like too much, stick with 1/3 cup. Consistency beats volume. Adjustments: if your gut grumbles, pause for 1 day, then resume at the last comfortable dose. Add minced ginger, a squeeze of lemon, or a little parsley to help. Make sure you're not stacking too many fermentables in one meal. Beans plus a giant raw salad can be a lot when you're ramping. Spread fiber across the day. And check heat: if you see steam, it's too hot. Let me show you a simple batch flow you can copy. Sunday night, open 2 cans of navy beans, rinse well, portion into 8 small containers and refrigerate. Monday to Wednesday, eat 1 2-tablespoon container at lunch. Thursday, if you're comfortable, use the quarter-cup containers you prepped. Friday, cook a small pot of lentils, chill them overnight. Saturday to Sunday, rotate in lentils while you finish the navy beans. Label containers with bean type and date so you can grab and go. Keep 3 portions in the fridge and freeze the rest after chilling. Thaw in the fridge overnight. Journal prompts 5 quick checkboxes each day. Sleep quality: did you wake at 3 a.m.? Afternoon energy: smooth, dip, or crash. Mood: steady, a bit short, or snappy. Digestion: calm, mild gas, or uncomfortable. Bathroom: regular, softer, or off. Write down your bean type, portion, and timing. You're not trying to impress anyone, you're collecting signals. 2 patterns usually jump out by the end of week 1. Lunch beans flatten the 2 p.m. dip, or early dinner beans make evenings calmer. By week 2, many people report fewer wake-ups when they shift a tiny portion to 3 to 4 hours before bed. Common pitfalls and fixes. Jumping to a cup on day 1, roll back to 2 tablespoons, add ginger and try again in 2 days. Reheating to boiling, add beans after cooking or warm gently off heat. Skipping the chill, portion and refrigerate overnight, tomorrow's dose will be better. Too many new fibers at once, keep greens moderate, skip new fiber powders for 2 weeks. Not enough water or salt, have a small glass of water, add a pinch of salt and lemon if you run low and your clinician says it's fine. Micro story for confidence: one viewer started at 2 tablespoons of chilled cannellini with tuna at lunch. Day 2, no 2 p.m. crash. Day 5, she said, my fuse is longer and I slept through the night. She never exceeded a 1/3 cup. Small dose, daily rhythm, big payoff. Your 2-week finish line is clarity. You'll know your comfortable dose, your best time of day, and your easiest bean. When in doubt, remember CCC, cook, cool, calm, keep it small, keep it daily, and keep it gentle. Next, we'll tackle the common mistakes I see every week and exactly how to fix them fast. Common mistakes and how to fix them. Let's clean up the biggest tripwires so you get results faster and stay comfortable. You don't need perfection, you need troubleshooting you can use in 1 minute. Mistake 1: jumping to 1 cup on day 1. I get it, you're motivated, but your microbes like training, not shock. What happens when you go big too fast? Gas, pressure, and you blame beans. The fix: roll back to 2 tablespoons once a day for 3 days. Add a pinch of ginger, cumin, or parsley to that portion and sip a small glass of water with a squeeze of lemon. When calm, move to a 1/4 cup. It's beans, not a race, no trophies for gas. Mistake 2: reheating to boiling. You did the cook cool perfectly, then blasted it in soup. That high heat reduces the resistant starch you just created. The fix: warm hug, not sauna. Add beans after cooking, heat is off. Ladle hot soup into a bowl and stir in your chilled portion, or fold beans into warm rice or eggs off heat. If you see steam off the beans, it's too hot. Mistake 3: skipping the chill step. Fresh beans are healthy, but this plan relies on retrogradation, the fridge magic that bumps resistant starch. The fix: portion and chill 12-24 hours. If you forgot, eat the serving and chill the rest immediately for tomorrow. Set a phone reminder: beans to fridge. Mistake 4: stacking too many new fibers at once. Big raw salad, heaps of beans, plus a fiber powder. That's how you audition for a tuba solo. The fix: keep everything else familiar for 2 weeks. Pair beans with protein and modest greens. Add new fibers later, one at a time after your dose is stable. Mistake 5: not enough water or electrolytes. Fiber without fluids can feel heavy or slow. The fix: a small glass of water with your portion is enough for most. If you run low on fluids and your clinician says it's fine, add a pinch of salt and lemon. If you're sodium restricted, skip the salt. Mistake 6: sugar bomb pairings. Sweet sauces and honey-glazed dishes spike and crash the meal, masking benefits. The fix: go savory, olive oil, lemon, herbs, vinegar, garlic, cumin, paprika. Save dessert flavors for fruit, not beans. Mistake 7: ultra-fatty fried sides crowd out fiber. Deep fried everything makes meals feel heavy and reduces total fiber intake. The fix: use olive oil and go for crisp veggies from an air fryer or a dry toasted breadcrumb sprinkle for crunch. Mistake 8. Ignoring timing. Beans at random times make it hard to see the pattern. The fix: pick lunch or early dinner and hold it for 3 days. Track afternoon energy, evening mood, and wake-ups. Adjust the window based on those checkpoints. Mistake 9. Changing 2 variables at once. New bean type and new dose the same day. You won't know what worked. The fix: change one thing every 3 days, either dose, timing, or bean. Keep the rest steady. Mistake 10. Giving up on bean type after one try. Navy, lentils, and cannellini behave differently. If one feels gassy, it might just be portion or seasoning. The fix: switch to one of the other two, keep the same tiny dose, and season with lemon and parsley for comfort. Let me show you 3 quick rescue protocols you can copy. Gas rescue: 24 hours, pause for 1 meal, then resume at the last comfortable dose, usually 2 tablespoons. Add minced ginger or cumin and keep meals simple. Protein, greens, olive oil, lemon. Gentle walk after meals helps move gas along. Sleep rescue: tonight, if you woke at 3 a.m. yesterday, don't eat beans late tonight. Move your portion to lunch. Keep dinner lighter on starch and finish eating 3 hours before bed. Try 2 tablespoons of beans with lunch, pair with protein, and add a short evening walk. Crash rescue: tomorrow, if lunch leads to a 2 p.m. crash, add 2 to 4 tablespoons of chilled beans to lunch with protein and greens. Remove sugary dressings. Skip chips and add olive oil and lemon. Track energy at 60 and 120 minutes. Micro story: a viewer reheated beans in a bubbling stew and said, "No change. We swapped one move, beans added off heat at serving. 3 days later, no crash at 2, fewer wake-ups. Same food, different heat." If you suspect it's just age, test the inputs. 3 days of 2 tablespoons at lunch with protein, warm not hot, and no sugary sauces. If afternoons quiet down, you've proven it's fuel, not fate. 2 final pro tips. 1. Label your portions. Seeing navy 2 takes all the friction out. 2. Default seasoning: olive oil, lemon, parsley, pinch of salt. It tastes clean and you'll repeat it. Remember the anchors: CCC, cook, cool, calm, small daily dose. Warm not hot, 1 change at a time. Do this and your gut gets quieter, your brain follows, and you keep your wins without white-knuckling your diet. Next, we'll stack this safely with whatever you already take, including fish oil and meds, so nothing works against you. Stacking with what you already take. Let's plug this habit into real life so it plays nicely with your supplements and meds. The rule is simple: food first for repair, supplements for support, and change one thing at a time so you can see what's doing what. Fish oil first. If your clinician recommended omega-3s, keep taking them. Think of fish oil as your co-pilot, useful for cooling while your cooled beans rebuild the wall. You don't have to choose one or the other. Place your bean portion with lunch or early dinner and take fish oil when you usually do. If you notice mild burps from fish oil, take it with a meal that includes olive oil or avocado to reduce that. Blood sugar meds next: metformin, GLP-1s, or insulin. Fiber, including resistant starch, can smooth post-meal glucose. That's good, but it means you should pay attention as you ramp. Keep your bean portion small at first, 2 tablespoons, and log your usual glucose checks. If you see lower post-meal numbers than normal, that's the plan working. Don't change your medication without your clinician, but do share a week of readings so they can adjust safely if needed. Timing tip: pair beans with protein and keep the rest of the carbs modest to avoid surprises. Blood thinners: warfarin or others. Beans themselves aren't high in vitamin K, but many of the delicious pairings, spinach, kale, parsley, are. The key isn't avoiding greens, it's keeping your intake consistent. If you're on warfarin, don't swing from no greens to giant salads overnight. Start your beans with neutral herbs like dill, cumin, or oregano, and add small, steady amounts of leafy greens only if your care team's okay with it. If you already eat greens regularly, keep that routine stable and just layer the small bean portion in. Blood pressure meds and diuretics. Fiber helps with fullness and sodium awareness, but if you're on a diuretic, be mindful of fluids and minerals. Our plan uses a small glass of water with the bean portion. If your clinician allows, a squeeze of lemon is fine. Skip the extra salt unless your provider says you need it. If you notice lightheadedness when standing in the first week, check with your clinician and review fluids and timing. Probiotics and prebiotic powders. You can stack them, but don't introduce everything at once. Start with beans for 2 weeks so you know how you respond. If you're already taking a probiotic, keep it steady. If you want to add a prebiotic powder later, introduce a tiny dose and watch comfort for 3 days before increasing. Remember, beans deliver multiple fibers plus resistant starch, often enough on their own. Digestive enzymes or gas-reducing aids. If your clinician okayed them and you already use them, you can keep them while you ramp. Long-term, most people need less as their microbiome adapts. The goal isn't to power through discomfort, it's to go slow enough that you won't need a crutch. Raw potato starch or green banana flour. They're cheap sources of resistant starch, but they can be aggressive if you add too much too fast. If you choose to experiment, only after 2 weeks of comfortable beans. Start with a 1/4 teaspoon in yogurt or water and hold for 3 days. Food first usually feels better and is easier to dose. What about other brain support supplements? Magnesium glycinate, vitamin D/B complex? Keep them if your clinician advised them. Place magnesium at night if it helps sleep, and keep beans at lunch or early dinner so you can see which input affects which outcome. If you're trialing anything new, stagger start dates by at least 3 days. Hydration and minerals. Fiber works best with steady fluids, not a fire hose. A small glass of water with your portion is enough. If you tend to cramp or run low on sodium and your clinician says it's okay, a pinch of salt and lemon can help. If you're sodium restricted, skip the salt and keep the lemon. Sensitive gut or major GI diagnoses. IBD, SIBO, recent antibiotics, or frequent antibiotics for UTIs. You can still try this, but be extra gentle. Start with 1 tablespoon, not 2. Choose lentils first and keep seasoning simple. If you've had recent flares or you're unsure, check with your GI clinician before you ramp. Bring the plan, cook, cool 12-24 hours, warm not hot, start tiny, increase slowly. Medication timing matters. Don't take certain meds with high fiber meals if your label says empty stomach or away from fiber. Space your bean portion 2 to 3 hours from those doses. Thyroid meds are a classic example. Take them first thing, then eat later. Now, the safety anchor. Change 1 lever at a time, dose, timing, or pairing. Hold each change for 3 days. Track your 3 checkpoints: afternoon energy, evening mood, and night wakings. If you feel off, roll back to the last comfortable dose, check your reheating heat, and review any new supplements you added. Micro story: a viewer on metformin and a statin started with 2 tablespoons of chilled navy beans at lunch. She kept fish oil and everything else steady. By day 4, post-meal numbers flattened. By week 2, she slept through the night twice. She took her log to her clinician, who smiled and said, "Keep the beans, same meds for now." If you remember nothing else, remember this: food first, repair 1 change at a time, and keep your clinician in the loop if you're on meds. Next, I'll rapid fire the FAQs so you have 0 roadblocks. Rapid fire FAQs. Canned versus dry, does it matter? Both work. Rinse canned well, portion, and chill 12-24 hours. Dry can be cheaper and lets you control salt, but the fridge step is what delivers the win either way. Do I really have to chill them? Yes, the cooling step is what increases resistant starch. Cook, cool, calm. If you forget, eat today's portion and chill the rest for tomorrow. How warm can I reheat? Warm to the touch, not steaming. If you see visible steam off the beans, it's too hot. Add them to hot food off the heat or stir into the bowl. Which bean is best for beginners? Navy or small white cannellini? Mild flavor, creamy texture, easy to hide in salads, tuna mixes, and soups. What about lentils, red or brown? Both work. Brown or green hold their shape, red turns silky and disappear into soups. Cook, chill, then keep the portions small. Will this make me gassy? If you jump too fast, yes. Start with 2 tablespoons a day for 3 days. Add ginger, parsley, or cumin for comfort. Walk 10 minutes after meals. Can I freeze portions? Yes. Cool first, then freeze in small containers. Thaw in the fridge overnight. The chill happened already, so you keep the benefit. How long until I feel something? Many people notice steadier afternoons and fewer 3 a.m. wake-ups in 7-14 days. You're training the microbiome, not flipping a switch. Can I just take a fiber pill? You can, but whole beans deliver resistant starch plus minerals, protein, and multiple fibers. They're cheaper and often gentler when you ramp slowly. What about butyrate supplements? Food first usually feels better. Your microbes do more than make butyrate, they maintain the ecosystem. Feed them, don't bypass them. Do I need to soak dry beans? Optional. Soaking can reduce cook time and some compounds that bother people. Either way, the chill is non-negotiable for this plan. Do canned refried beans count? They can, but watch additives and heat. If you use them, cool and portion first, then warm gently. Plain beans are easier to control. Can I add beans to smoothies? Yes, use navy or cannellini, 1 to 2 tablespoons max. Keep smoothies simple and skip juices and syrups. Do I have to eat them cold? No, cold or gently warm works. Warm hug, not sauna, add after cooking or warm off heat. Will this help blood sugar? Resistant starch can smooth post-meal glucose. Pair with protein and keep the rest of the carbs modest. If you're on meds, monitor and share readings with your clinician. What if I'm on warfarin? Beans are fine, but keep greens consistent. Don't swing from no greens to huge salads overnight. Steady intake is the rule. I get bloated with raw salads. Swap the raw mountain for 2 tablespoons of chilled navy or cannellini. Build slowly, your gut will likely feel quieter. Can I use rice or potatoes instead? Cook cool potatoes and rice can help, but beans deliver more fiber and protein per bite. Use them as add-ons, not replacements. Does reheating really reduce benefits? Very hot temps can reduce the gain from chilling. Gentle warmth keeps most of it. Add beans after cooking or in the bowl. What herbs help with comfort? Ginger, parsley, cumin, dill, and a squeeze of lemon. Keep seasonings light so you'll repeat daily. Can I eat more than half a cup? You can, but you don't need to. Small, daily doses beat big, occasional bowls. Find your comfortable minimum and stick to it. What if I have IBS or SIBO? Start tiny, 1 tablespoon. Choose lentils first, keep flavors simple, warm gently, and increase slowly. Check with your GI clinician if you're unsure. Do chickpeas work? Yes, with the same chill rule. If they feel gassy, switch to navy or lentils while you ramp. Can I pile beans on my giant salad? Not at first. Spread fiber across meals. Beans plus a moderate salad is better than a fiber bomb at one sitting. What if I forget a day? No problem, pick up tomorrow. This is training, not perfection. How do I know it's working? Track 3 checkpoints: afternoon energy, evening mood, and night wakings. You want quieter, steadier, and fewer 3 a.m. alerts. If you remember nothing else, cook, cool 12-24 hours, warm not hot, 2 tablespoons today. Routine over heroics. Key takeaway: fix the gut to calm the brain. Tiny, chilled bean portions create resistant starch, feed microbes, boost butyrate, tighten the gut wall, and steady your mood and sleep. Your move: try 2 tablespoons of chilled navy or cannellini today. No boiling reheats. Add olive oil and lemon and track afternoon energy and sleep. Subscribe for the advanced brain meal plan, then watch the next video on the 5 pills that quietly steal brain nutrients. Comment your day 1 plan. Here's your pocket guide you can save or snap a photo of. Shopping list: navy beans, lentils, brown, green, or red, cannellini. Extra virgin olive oil, lemons. Parsley, dill, oregano, cumin, smoked paprika, garlic powder. Easy open containers or wide mouth jars, labels. Batch cook steps: cook beans, lentils until tender, or rinse canned 30 seconds. Portion while warm, 2 tablespoons to 1 cup in small containers. Chill 12-24 hours, label type and date, keep 3 in the fridge, freeze extras. Reheat only to warm to touch or add chilled portions to hot food off heat. 7-day menu ideas. Moan tuna plus chilled navy beans, olive oil, lemon, parsley. 2 leafy salad plus lentils, olives, tomato, oregano. Wed avocado toast folded with cannellini chili flakes. Third, tomato soup in bowl, stir in navy beans, balsamic swirl. Fry eggs with side of warmed-off heat lentils cumin. Sats smoothie with 1 tablespoon white beans, berries, yogurt. Sun snack cup beans, lemon, olive oil, dill. Troubleshooting grid. Gas up, drop to 2 tablespoon, add ginger, cumin, walk 10 minutes. No effect, check chill time, heat level, portion consistency. Heavy belly, smaller salads, sip a small glass of water, keep fats moderate. Sleep off, move beans to lunch for 3 days. Tracking sheet, daily check boxes. Portion dose used. Timing, lunch, early dinner or split. Afternoon energy, smooth dip crash. Evening mood, steady short snappy. Night wakings, none once multiple. Digestion, calm mild gas uncomfortable. Bathroom regular soft off. Notes for rough days. It's beans not a race, no trophies for gas. If you forget, chill the next batch and continue tomorrow. Change 1 lever every 3 days, dose, timing or bean. Motivation. 1 small chilled portion beats 1 big pill. CCC, cook cool calm on repeat builds quiet days and better nights.